Right, so that's where we ended up, just with the front wall. So that's good to go for the back wall. All we've got to do is duplicate that, but we'll do the side wall. So we was using this bottom bit as our guide really. So if we use a pencil tool and just go along the edge, across, join up, and then we've got ourselves a bit of a wall. We'll pull it up and we inference off the end there. So that'll be our end wall. Now we want to bring it in, offset it a bit, the same as the other one. Actually, did write these down. Wall thickness 0.32, is that the one? Pillar 0.62. See, look, I wrote it down. I can't even remember what I wrote down now. So that one is 0.62. Yep. So we want to offset this here at 0.62, enter, and we want to push it back, and we'll push it back 1.16, and that's the same as the other ones then. And we'll triple click, right click, and we'll make a group. And then we want to put one of these windows along that side. So I think that is, if we right click and hide it, we'll know we've got everything. We haven't got this bit, have we? Do Control Z. We'll go across to our window and we'll just pick this one here. We'll copy that. And we'll paste. And not normal. It's not the right way. On the corner. And then the bottom. And there we go. Some reason when you're using Zoom, my mouse goes a bit scatty. I don't know why. I thought it was because I'm using a new mouse, but it decides to go a bit scatty. So what I want to do is put this on the wall there so we can click on it. We'll find the middle bottom and we'll bring it across. And then easy enough, done. We're in the middle there. And then we can just line this windowsill up with this one. So if we click on the corner, constrain it to the up arrow, and we'll click on there. And that's the same height as that. And I think we've got to go in against the wall. So we click on and we go along the red axis, touching the wall. Yep. So what we'll do is we'll cut that. We'll double click on to open that group, and we'll do an edit, paste in place. And that's the outline. No, it's not, is it? Sometimes when you paste in place, you can see these lines are not, it's not quite got it because these lines are black here. So what you can do is highlight the bits that are not sort of dug into that back bit, right click and intersect with faces. If you right click, you'll come along. He says it's not come up. Oh, yes, it did. Couldn't see it for looking. Double click and then highlight it. Right click, intersect faces with model, and then them lines along the bottom never intersected with the model. You'll get that sometime if you're copy and pasting stuff in. If it goes dark black instead of light black, it hasn't gone, but it has now. So we can click on the middle bit. We use a push-pull tool and just push that through till it goes to the back. Job's a good one. And then we can put our window in. Same thing, we just use the bottom of it. We press our up arrow. And then we'll go to the bottom of there. And we'll probably have to bring that out. click on along the red, and there we go. And that's our window skew width in place. There we go. So the bad mistake I did last time, I didn't copy. So we double click on the group. We'll click on there, back piece, and we'll click on the front piece, and we'll copy it, click away, and we'll do an edit, paste in place. So now, when we come to put our bricks on, we've got this on the outside. I messed up last time by not putting it on the outside. We haven't got a window in there, but we can easily get a window. Click on this window. Click on there. Do a control. And we can put it on here. Turn it around. And we go to the back, we'll put it in the corner when that's in the right place. Click on, put it in the corner. And there we go. So that's ready to brick up, but we'll leave it as it is. And what we can do is we can duplicate this and put it on the other side. So we click on it, make sure we've got everything there. Let's just make sure this is all in one. So these bricks here are on the outside, and that's on the outside. So we click on the bricks, do a control and click on the window, cut it, open the group up and do an edit, paste in place. Right there. We'll do an edit, paste in place. Did that work? So we should click on the group and hide it. What did I do there? Control Z. Click on the front, click on there and hide that. Click on the group, click on the window, control, and we'll cut them. There we go. That window there, what I copied, if you look, is still grouped with there. So, bad mistake. If that happens, double click on the group, click on this window, cut it, and we want to put it in that group there. We'll double click on this group, edit, paste in place, and we'll click on the front, we'll cut that, double click, edit, paste in place. So hopefully now that group is, we right click and hide it. That's just stray geometry from the other stuff, so that can be triple clicked and deleted. And then we go edit, unhide. And then we're back. We've got a solid lump at the back we can hide. And we've got our faces. Well, we did have our faces. Edit, unhide all. Now, the faces might have gone. We'll have to put them on again later. It's not a big deal. So we'll go on this window here. We'll right click, we'll hide that. And then we'll make this one big group. And you've got two choices. We can copy it, scale it as a -1, and then we'll do an edit, paste in place, which brings us the other one back, and then we can just bring this back and slide it across. Or you can move it along and flip it along the axis, either. So it doesn't really matter. Edit, unhide. Oh, so we're good for the walls there. And it's the same as this end. So we want a doorway. Perhaps it'll be a bit slicker now. I know what I'm doing. So we'll draw a line across the bottom. Click on that. Face is reverse. So reverse the face. And then we'll pull that up to the top. We'll double click. We'll triple click, right click, and we'll make a group. And then we want a point offset on this one. But we don't want to offset the bottom on this because we've got a door. I can't remember on the box what we did on the door. Oh yeah, put a step on it. So we still had the same offset. I don't think I put the yes, I did. Yeah. We'll see what's happened there. I'm not sure if I got the same offset as the top as the bottom. There we go. There was a cock up. So what I've done there is give it the same offset top and bottom. Easy remedied. Double click on the group. Click on this underneath face. Push it up until it matches, it references of the other side. There we go. So we're back to where we was. And what we can really do is click on the group, click on this face, copy it. And we can do a paste on this end. Right click, reverse face. And then we'll cut it. Open this group. And then edit, paste in place. It didn't work, did it? Edit. No. What we can do. Click on that face again. Control along the red axis. Don't know why, didn't want to go on the front. Yeah. Now in theory, we cut that. Oh, come off it. What's this thing come up now? There's an extension line. It's a visual history. It's a bit like a timeline. And for some reason, it just starts, look at that. That's really messed up now, isn't it? So we'll do a Control Z. I'll do what I'll do is I'll delete that. You know what? That has really gone. Right. Plan B. Double click. We'll offset 0.62. We'll push it back 0.16. And then we'll just push that top edge up to match that. There we go. And then we want a door in there. So I can't remember what the sort of door we had. If I put the windows, yeah, I've already made a door. So it's on the right there, so we can copy that. It's a similar style as we're doing for the windows. For some reason, there we go. And put a door in along the bottom. We'll put the door in along the bottom, push it back. Right now, in theory, if we, and the way that's gone funny down there, we cut that. And then we edit Post in place. Yeah, it worked. So there we go, and push that through. So that's our doorway. And then we can go back to the window one, and we can probably extend, rather than making a new one, we can come on this doorway here. If we take the middle out and take the bottom out, we'll click on it. It's not a whole group, so if we triple click it and then we go up and weld it together with Super Weld, come along to our entry info there, it's 5.56 long. So what we need to do is we'll draw a line, or we'll measure it along 5.56, enter. And what we can do is this line here, we can scale, no we can't, but what we can do is we can add a bit to it. We go along the red axis and we come off there. So that now, that line, triple click and we can weld that together. So that line is the same length as that archway there. And then we can come on, click on these, and then we just scale it, and we can scale it along there. That'll give us the right length. So there we go. Slightly different to the other ones, but so then we want to use a curve. We're going shape bender rather. So we'll click on our group. We'll click on shape bender. And it says select a single line along the red axis, which is this one. Please select a single straight line first. Have I messed up by joining that up? I'll have another go. Right, on our group, select a line. Yeah. So what I should do is delete that line. It's probably because I joined that line. I didn't want to know. So we'll draw another line, the length of our bricks, and we'll move that line just up a tab. And then we'll have a go. Select. There we go. It worked that time. And then if we click on here, now that's on the inside. So if we use the up arrow, it goes to the outside, and we press enter, and then we'll get our, that looks all right, walls for there. So what we'll do is we'll copy that. We'll go back to working, and then we'll paste that. There must be a way. So if you paste that and it's an object that's been extruded, there is little red arrows on here, you can see them, and you can rotate it without going into the rotation tool. So if you click on, you can click it like that. Now, if you go on the top, you'll see the little red pluses on there again, so you can rotate it the other way. So there you go. So you rotate it both ways. So what we should do is click on the corner and find a good place to put it. And that is basically a doorway. We can make a door easy enough. We'll go to the inside. We can double click on this group here. And if we draw a line across, and then delete the middle bit. And delete, and we copy that, we'll cut that, and then we'll go back outside. Right, we'll click away. Now, one thing is these tabs I'm using along the top here, it will just take me directly to where, like the box, I've set it up so we go straight to the box. We can have a look at the box. Now, I'm working, I've set it up here. Now, if I want to, say I'm working on the front and I'm swapping between different scenes, I'll find my best angle there, which is what we're working on now. If you right click on the working and update, we'll go to box and we'll go back to working. It will go back to the working. The same if you do it this side or whatever. So go to working, update it, and then when you go somewhere else, it'll come back to the original. So it's handy when you're working on something backwards and forwards. So we'll update that. And then we'll do an edit, paste in place, and we'll right click, reverse the face on that. And we want to give it a bit of depth, so we'll pull it out, 0.06, enter, triple click, right click, actually copy that front, triple click, right click and make that a group. And we'll do an edit, paste in place, and this can be our wooden door. So we can go to OOB, we click on, I'm not sure if it's a side, it might be the side. On the front, control on the side, and then we'll go to OOB, and I've got a preset of wood cladding. And that will give me some wood cladding on a door up and down. Now, it does it in planks. So the length is these planks here. So 1.4 is 15 mil. If you stick a silly number in there like 99 or 999, it'll be one continuous length. So now we've got basically a wooden door. So right, if we hide that, so we click on there, no, it's all right. We've got a backing on it this time. Edit, unhide. So we click on the front. And then we'll click on the back, control, click on the back, make a group. I'm not going to join it to anything because I would print this door separate. Just move it forward a tab so it's flush. And we'll even put an handle on it. There you go. That will FDM print fine. Now, you notice that that handle now is separate. So if you triple click, right click and make a group of that knob, cut it and open the door group up and do an edit, paste in place, it's now part of the door. So if we hide the door, it's not all hidden. What's that? So we'll do an edit, paste in place. Hopefully I've got it. We'll edit, unhide all. No, I won't post it in place. Edit, unhide all. There we go. For some reason it was an extra backing on the back. So if we click on the door and hide it, yeah, it's gone. So when you go to print, you can just click that group and print that group. So I won't do the brick cladding on because it might slow things down with the extra brick. So we just want to build, that's basically it. You can put a step on. Same as I'll put a step on the other side. Draw a square along the front. Double click and we'll scale it to the edge. Roughly. Pull it out, say 0.5. Yep. We'll halve a step. Click on the front. And we'll do a 0.5 on that one. And there you go, you got a little step there. Triple click, right click, make a group. Now that I know will print with the end wall. So if we click on it and we cut it, click the end wall, double click, edit, paste in place. When we go to print that, because it will be printing on the back there, that step will print in place. Right, so top bit. Now what we can do is put a floor in. Now I think I made the floor separate. And yeah, I think I'll put what we can do, we'll go here to make life easier when you're assembling it. We can always put a couple of guides. No, we can't because we're printing on the back of the wall. No, forget that idea. I will put a floor in here, right click, reverse face, and just extrude it down. So 0.3, triple click, right click, make that a group. You can hide that, but that's your floor. So that will be printed as a separate, because we're going to basically use it like an Airfix model. So that'll be a floor. And when you set this up, you can just slide your floor in and it will settle in there. Not a problem. So we want the top bit. Now, I can't remember where box, how high the second bit was. This is probably a bit easier than the first bit. Go up 3.2, I call it. So either end, we'll draw from the centre. Let's have a look. Double click and scale it to the edge. There we go. And we pulled it up. Can't remember. Memory span of a gnat, because we're doing the back, aren't we? Tape measure 3.2. So right click, reverse that face, and then we'll pull that up at 3.2, and that'll be our back wall. And then we can offset that. Offset 0.62, wasn't it? And push that back 0.16, and then we'll push that. We'll go nothing to right guide off there, so it's 0.5. This is why sometimes working off a plan is easier than freelancing it.
That's pulled the wrong way, Ed.
Yep, got that, John? That was 0.29, by the way. There we go. 0.16. Come down, measure down, 0.29. And then we'll just click on that underneath there, push that up on that, triple click, right click, make a group, and that wall's ready for our bricks. And we'll just, actually yep, bang on there. So our bricks are just, when you come to print, if we hide them, when I printed this part here was flat on the bed, even though it had a chamfer on it, and this part was flat on the bed and it was all bricked up, it still printed nice. And the side walls just slid in on this mitre. I did rub them down a little bit, slid in on the mitre. So this section prints easy together. So we want, can't remember what we got there. We got a frame. This might not be exactly the same as the other one, but if we do a same thing in the corner, I can't remember which bit I joined to which bit now. Let's have a look. We'll right click and hide that. Right. Yeah, it looks like I've done the front and back the same. Yeah, front and back the same, and then just did a bit for the ends. Right. So if we duplicate that, control along green, control green, right, control green, thank you. And basically we'll just offset this one. I think it's that 0.32. So if we offset the front, come on. There we go, 0.32. And we'll find the middle. We'll do a Control Z on that. We'll put a line down the middle. And then we'll offset that 0.32. And then we'll double click. Click that, and we'll offset that. And we'll offset that. And it offsets.
That's a follow me through, lad.
Oh no, I can see that. I still don't want to do the double click though. Right, yeah. There, we got there in the end. Anyway, so do you find stuff starts to slow down after a while? I think I might have. Look at that, look, that's cocked up completely now. So this is where the art of repairing up your cock-ups is. For some reason I drew an extra line on that. So if we delete the back bit, then it didn't happen. Right, now that really should push through to the back. And that one should go through there. Right, now that centre pillar's a bit too big. So we'll cut that down. If we'll do a 0.12 that way and a 0.12 that way, and we can push pull these ends in. Make it a little bit thinner. Right, so we want a board at the bottom, windows at the top, don't we? Well, that was a bit of a mistake then, wasn't it? So if we put a from the middle to the corner and delete that top bit, reverse the face, and we can pull that out, point one. And what we'll have to do is just move that across because I haven't made a group. Now, sometimes you push pull, you will pull the back through. So the back has gone right through there. So if you do Control Z, let's just copy that one across. To the right. Now, if you go to push pull and it pulls through from the back, just press Control as you're pulling and it makes a new face. So you can pull through and it's 0.1. Otherwise you have a gap at the back. And you see the push pull tool there, it's got a plus on it. That means you're going to make a new face. Double click that one and that should have push pulled both through. So, all right. We're happy with that, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, what did I do? Yeah, that sort of stuff on it, yeah. Oh, I did it straight across, but yeah, we'll go for that. Right. So if we triple click this now, nope. No, it's still in a group. Yeah. So that's in the group, so that's all right. We can put our wood cladding on the front of this. That'll be all right. So what we want to do now is, I suppose we can just copy that up and put our windows in. Looks a bit high though, doesn't it?
I think you've done about 2/3 window, 1/3 paneling on the.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, sometimes you can do is get a man yeah, too high. So what we do is we click on this and we'll pull it down. 1.28. We'll pull it down to about, yeah, that'll do. And the same on the other side. So we'll call that quits on the wood paneling, and we can make some windows to go in here. If we just draw a box in the side, split it in half. We'll get rid of that side. Reverse the face on there. So double click, right click, make a group. And we'll come up to our window plugin, which is panel divider. And what's that? So 3x2. So once again, we should update. There you go. And panel. And we'll do a columns. Frame depth, I normally go for 0.1. It's about 1 mil. The only other one is divider, is 0.04. That's about the width of your nozzle for FDM printed. On the front, grey out window frame. So if we double click on there and double click again, no, we'll click, that's it, click the glass, delete the glass, it messes up when you go to slice it. So, and what I'd done on the last one, so we'll have to put a bit of a windowsill in, or what we call, not a windowsill, put a box in there and we'll pull it along. So we'll triple click, right click, make a group. So we don't interfere with it. Now what I'd done with the last one was duplicate this, Control, right. And if you bring it out a bit, so it's in front of the other one. And what I did was, I think I just scaled these up a little bit, so they overlap. We'll scale it up at 1.05, and then we'll do the same on the other side. You get a bit of an overlap. Oh no, that'll be all right there. That's overlapping. And what I found was, we'll push this windowsill back in a little bit. So your wood cladding will go on there. I've printed it with one panel fixed and this second window. So if you click on this window, we'll cut that. We'll double click on the back panel, edit, paste in place. So this panel here, we right click and hide it. So we've got, I can get rid of that. That's left over from the window. So edit and hide. So the windowsill needs to be, we'll cut the windowsill and we'll put that in the main model. Edit, paste in place. So that now, with a control with that, right click, make a group. We hide it. Yeah, all you're left to do is the window. So we'll print that separate and print the other bit in one, which is good. So what we need to do is just duplicate, go into the group, click on that window. And it's in a different part. Control. Along the red. Doesn't matter what side you put it in. Bit of variation. Actually, no, because that's got the windows. No, I should have duplicated the whole lot, but there we go. We'll do it this way. Yep. And then we'll do a duplicate on that. Control on the red. So you can have both them windows open. I forgot to put that in. So there we go. Control along there. Red. There we go. I think we're in place. Yep. Click on the front, control, click on that front, copy them. Click away, edit, paste in place. And then we'll click on the front and the left side, do a control. We'll put some wood paneling on there. Right. And then we'll click on the front there and click on there, and we'll put some wood paneling on there. And it didn't work. There we go. So I need to have a little break. Any questions? Because I've been waffling on for a little while now.